Alright, what's going on, everybody? I'm back here with another free game. This one is by far my favorite one that I've played so far. This one is Paper IO 2. I've never played Paper IO 1, but I'm assuming that it's out there. This is very similar to if you've played any other IO games, like I know there's Slither IO, there's one with like blobs, and I'm not really sure. I know that I've seen a bunch of them, but this is the first one that I've actually played. So if you haven't played these before, basically the point is you get a little character and you got to grow to like, all right, backtrack. So you get this little character and you got this big white board, big white map, whatever you want to call it. And you start off with a little small area and you got to try and grow to be the biggest thing there. So for this one specifically, you get these little characters. I'm going to show you a couple here. You start off like a basic colored block, and you can unlock different ones for completing challenges in the game, like killing players, staying out of your zone, covering certain amounts of the map. So far, the one that I like to use the most is, and I'm also going to try and make this a short video because, as I'm sure you just saw there, my phone battery is starting to die, and I don't have a charger close to me. Well, I do, but I don't have a cord. So, I'm going to play with the duck here. Let's see what we can do with the duck. And as you can see, it's got your best score over on the side. Mine so far is 37.39%. I mean, it seemed easy at the time, but I have not gotten close to that since. You can change your name, and let's just get into it and show you how it works. So, you basically just got to fly around here and try and cover area with your character. So since I'm a duck, the little trail that I'm leaving behind, it's coming up as I guess like a water texture. And in the top right corner you can see the leaderboards. So that shows who's ahead of you and how much percentage of the map that they're covering. One strategy that I like to use, and it's been working okay for me so far, is to find the edge. You can see like this big blue circle, that's the edge, and try and arc my way around it. So I want to stay close to it to begin with, and then just kind of build up the thickness of my zone, because if you leave yourself spread too thin, I'm going to try and do it here. So if you come out, and you see how I got like a real thin line there. If somebody comes and cuts across that like that, imagine that that's a different player with a different line, of course. They basically cut all that zone that was in between you and them out, and it just turns into a white space. So let's say you had 20% of the map covered, and maybe I can do it here. No, that's not really going to work. But let's say you had 20% of the map covered. They come in and take that out. You're down to 10%. All that work you've done is just for nothing. But back to what I was saying. I like to get nice and close to the edge here. The thing is, you don't want to stay too far away from the edge because other characters can spawn in those zones, and then they basically eat you from the inside out, which is not cool. Okay. And when you're in your zone, you're safe. So nobody can kill me in here. But if I'm in somebody else's zone, see how I leave that trail? If they hit me either in their zone or out in the white space, then they kill me. Getting a little sketchy here. Okay, yeah, I did not appreciate that, buddy. Okay. So what I like to do is just kind of get zone little bits by bits, and then, oh, okay. See how I just took out all that guy's area? So I like to get it in little bits by bits while also coming back and defending my zone from time to time just to make sure that nobody's eating away at it. Like that guy who was at the top of the charts is now dead, so I don't have to worry about him. but you want to go back and make sure that nobody's taken up your area. Another thing that you can do is just watch your percentage on the leaderboards. And who did that? That wasn't very nice of you. If you notice that you're going down, that means that somebody's in your spot trying to take over your turf. Like this brown guy here. Yeah, that's right. Okay. The thing is, you can get really... I mean, to make the game progress faster, you can go out for big zone captures, but the problem with that is you leave yourself exposed. The longer the trail you have, let's get rid of all that, the better chance you have of somebody taking you out. I'm not doing too bad here. I got almost 14%. Doesn't tell me how many kills I've gotten, but I'm really not liking this pink guy all up in my space. Keeps coming back. And now this blue guy here. Like, who are you? Why are you here? Nope. Alright. So, not the best round. 14.5. So, that's... We'll do one more. We'll do one more. I know I can do better than that. Sometimes you get lucky, or... in my opinion, sometimes I get lucky and get spawned right by the outer edge. That's where I prefer to be. Other times you get spawned right in the middle. It seemed to me for a minute that it like almost spawned you right where you died. I wouldn't say that that's completely false. I have noticed a trend to that. Not sure if that's how it actually works or if that's just my imagination. But yeah, basically you can spawn anywhere. I'm not sure how many players are in these games. I'd have to go back and look, or I can look next time I die to find out like how many players you start with, and you know that can kind of give you an idea on how many enemies there are to avoid and conquer. What I'd like to know too is if I guess the amount of players ever changes throughout the game. Like if I'm covering 90% of the map, let's just say I know there's at least 11 players. So if you start off, or if you get up to 90% coverage, will all those 11 people be spawning in the same spot? Or does it change with the like on a scale, like if there's 90%, only 5 players will spawn or something like that? Because I feel like that would be outrageous to have all these people spawning in the same spot. Like that would just be hectic. Well, I guess that would make for a pretty interesting series of events. Okay. So, didn't do that good on this one either. But, this is a really good one to try out. Super fun. I don't think that this is online at all. I know right now I'm playing it on airplane mode because, as you can see in the top right corner, it says to remove ads. Just throw on airplane mode. You got no data coming in, and you don't have to worry about it at all. Because ads, we don't like those in our games. Especially not the free ones. But, throw on airplane mode. You don't got to worry about it. Pick this one up. You can literally play all day long, try and get different achievements here. If anyone's gotten 80 to 100% of map coverage, let me know. I want to know what happens at the end, like I was asking, if it reduces the amount of players in there or anything like that. And if you guys have any other tips on how to better acquire a zone. Like I have my strategy that I use, and it worked all right for me to get to 37, almost 40%, but I'm sure there's hundreds of other strategies out there, and there's plenty that gotta be better than mine. But yeah, so check this game out. I really love it, and thank you for watching.